and welcome back to Little Drops of Wonderful. This is, I don't know what to do with my hands there. This is my channel where I talk about all things knitting and crochet and all the crafty things that I get up to. I was going to do the August wrap up as a sit down podcast, but I really enjoyed the last few months doing it as a kind of vlog throughout the month, and I find it really interesting to put together at the end as well. So I'm going to try and do that over the month of August, although August and September are going to be absolutely jam-packed. What's the day today? I should say what the date is, shouldn't I? It's Tuesday the 5th of August. So we're starting almost a week into August. And next Friday we are off on our summer holidays. We have got 9 days in France. We are going to be in middle region, not far from Le Mans. We've got a Airbnb on a farm run by the owners of the farm with a pool and everything like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's only once we leave our house, because we live in Kent, it's only going to be not taking into account the time we spend on the Channel Tunnel. It's only about a 4.5 hour drive from where we live. So yeah, 4.5, 5 hours. So it's actually quicker to get there than it is to take Lilia back to university, which is what we'll be doing 2 weeks after we get back, and then I'm away to Spain with some friends for a few days, and then I get back and a few days later I'm off to Yorkshire for Yarndale. So it's going to be absolutely bonkers, and I've started, of course, what better thing to do when you're about to enter into a really busy month than cast something new on. So it's in my lovely bag from Kim. You would have seen me talking about this in the last wrap up because it was sent to me then. Oh, I've got her tag here, KB Creations by Kim. She sent me a little thank you parcel just for the vlogs and the podcasts and everything. So that was so kind of you, Kim. Thank you. So straight away I had some yarn that I was wanting to cake up, so I caked it up and straight away went into the bag because I have been wanting to make a little project for a while. Unfortunately, it is not going to plan. So this is a skein of yarn that I bought a few years ago on my birthday. It's from Skein Hawk Yarns, and I bought it at the Yarn Dispensary in Faversham. And the colourway is Lady Macbeth. It's 100% superwash merino wool. And I've always wanted to make mitts with it. This is the colourway because Lady Macbeth, out damn spot, that kind of thing. I think it would be brilliant for mitts. So I finally cast on some knitted mitts this morning, and right, I'm going to take the needles out. Don't be alarmed because I am going to frog it. It's not gone as planned. This pattern is by Lena Knits. I think it's a free pattern. I'll cut this bit out while I'm checking. I think it's a free pattern. And it's called Heart in Your Hands. So yeah, it's by Lena Knits. It's a really, really beautiful pattern, but it's not working out for me. And it could be because I'm using the wrong gauge. Yeah, I know. I had a couple of comments saying that I didn't show the cat. We don't have a cat. It's next door's cat, who's currently sitting in my kitchen moaning at me. And the chickens, I didn't show them in the last wrap up, so I will endeavour to do that this time. Already distracted by cats and chickens. So it's the Heart in My Hands mitts, and I've just got to the point of joining back in the round after working the colour work. It's a really nice idea because you get a heart in your palm and on the front. So I'm using just some red that I have, but it's not working out. You're supposed to leave this thumb, like you can cinch it in a bit with a bit of mattress stitch to bring it in and make it less open. But it's just not sitting right. So even with a bit of cinching, hang on, let's cinch it in, let's pinch it in. So that means it sits great there, but it skews on the front and doesn't quite sit right. And it could be because I'm using 3.5mm needles instead of 4mm needles because I am quite a loose knitter. I did do a gauge swatch, but not very diligently. And obviously it will grow a little bit when I block it, but these weren't originally going to be for me, they were going to be for a gift. I have really weirdly small hands and most normal people don't. So I think I'm going to frog and start. I know, you have small paws. Do you want to go out? There's a cat flap there that's been there since we moved in. You could use that. Or are you too posh to push? So I wasn't working hard enough. I had to let her out myself. Yes, I'm going to frog this and start again with 4mm needles. By the way, this yarn is 4-ply. I'm holding it double because the pattern's for DK weight on, as is this. I'm also holding this double as well, which causes all manner of entanglement because it means I've got one cake that I'm pulling from the inside and the outside and then 4 little balls to work it. So it's a bit of a nightmare, but it's only a tiny little motif. So it's going to be lovely. I can see that the concept is going to work really well. The other thing is I think I would quite like to do it with a thumb gusset rather than just leaving the gap. But I don't know if that will be possible. Actually, there's no reason why that wouldn't be possible because it would just mean working the colour work in the round, which would actually be easier. So I might do a slightly different pattern, find just the mitten pattern that I've already got in my library or something for DK mitts, or just use my knowledge, which is fairly limited, of knitting mittens, and just do it with a thumb gusset. Sorry, you're just watching me make decisions now. Because I don't want it to, I just want them to be hand warmers, just to sit sort of here, so you could use them if you were like typing in a cold office or at home or something, or yeah. Anyway, that's where we're starting August with, so let's see how that works out. Right, my mum's going to come over any minute because she wants some help with hemming some trousers. I don't know why she's selected me to help with that. I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's just because I've got decent dressmaking scissors and she hasn't. So she'll be here any second. I'm going to have a cup of tea and I will come and talk to you again when I've got something interesting to talk to you about. What do you think? Lovely. I've hemmed them for your grandmama.
Yes, very well done.
Do you think she'll let me live, or do you think
She'll let you live.
Well, considering I have no idea what I'm doing, I am quite pleased with this. She was just going to wonder with them, but I've hemmed them. Obviously, if she puts them on and one leg's like 4 inches shorter than the other, it won't be that good. I'm very pleased. Hello, it's 5 days later. It's the 10th of August and it is a Sunday. We're just getting ready to go and watch Phoebe's final performance in her, I don't know if I said in the first clip, but she's been doing a summer youth programme at the local theatre. So she's been performing over the past 2 days in the show they've been putting together over the past 2 weeks. We went to see it on the opening night and today is the closing matinee, so we're going to go and see that as well. I've just noticed I've started filming and my battery's about to go already, so we'll keep going until it flashes at me. I've got myself in a making creative pickle. So I thought I'd come in and sit down and talk to you and work it through because we're going away in a few days to France. So I need to assess what I'm going to bring with me. And at the moment, I don't have any easy knitting or crochet projects that I want to pack and take with me. And it's making me feel jammed. So I need to work it out. But I also wanted to mention that I am partnering with Serious Readers for this video, my lovely Serious Light, which is just up there. Dan is in the kitchen doing Lego and normally he steals it, but he hasn't today. So it's just here. I have been using it. It's been working so hard, my Serious Light. So Serious Readers are a UK based company. They hand build all of their Serious Lights range right here in the UK at the factory in Aylesbury, and all of the range comes with a 5-year warranty. I have had my Serious Light. I've got the classic with a lightweight base in all black. Looks really nice in my living room. I really love it. It's so unobtrusive and like literally I've had people come in and comment on it. just like, oh, thank you, it's my light. But most importantly, it has a really crisp, clear, clean light that I can work under for hours. I use it a lot for reading. I use it a lot for my crafting, but the number one thing I use it most for over the last few weeks and months has been my cross stitch, which I've got right here because I was working on it last night under my light, which is my temperature cross stitch. And that is because Sirius Lights use something called daylight wavelength technology, which replicates as closely as technically possible the daylight spectrum. So it's like it's better than sitting by a window. It's like having directional daylight that you can really focus on what you're working on. And because it has been off and on really heat wavy here, I've spent a lot of time focusing on my cross stitch because it's my temperature cross stitch, and it's really helping me deal with the fluctuations in temperatures and the heat waves. And I'll talk a bit more in detail about that in a second. But yeah, you can get £150 off the Sirius Lights range worldwide, and if you're in the UK you can get free UK delivery with my code, which is ALI, my name, and I've got a special link as well, which I will pop in a pinned comment and in the description as well. Is there anything else I want to say about my light other than it looks fantastic, it's got great light, and I use it constantly? No. Oh, I'll tell you what, Dan and I were just out doing the shopping, and we picked up a porter puzzle board for doing jigsaws, because we love to do jigsaws but we don't have a lot of space, so we can set the board up on the table, and then when we want to have dinner we can move it and pop it under the sofa. But we will have the light in operation when we are doing jigsaws. We're going to go to the charity shop in the week and pick up some nice jigsaws to do. So that'll be really good when we get back from our holiday. So yeah, thank you to Sirius Lights for partnering with me. I'll just show you a bit closer. I've been working on this. I didn't realise that I'd got about 4 weeks behind, which I really enjoy because it means I can do a bit of binge cross stitching. But this is my temperature cross stitch. It's a pattern by Climbing Goat Designs. They do lots of different temperature cross stitch patterns, and it has really helped me. So it's a bit tucked away where I've had to move it to work on this section. So these dark reds and pinks represent where we've got hotter. This is I worked out all the colours and that myself. I have written them out under a previous video, but I've done this before. I've held it up in case you want to pause it. So these are all my DMC colours for the different temperatures. So my favourite temperatures are these ones and my least favourite ones are these ones. So we've used all of them apart from the 35 plus, and we're going up to 32 degrees again this week. Oh, so annoyed. Wish it had held off until we were away. So all of a sudden I've pulled this out, and it's really helping me mentally deal with the temperatures that we're dealing with, the heat wave on and off in the summer. I cannot recommend this highly enough if you struggle with any point of temperatures or weather during the year, whether that's summer or winter. It's just really, really mindful and helpful for me. I love it. Anyway, let's get on to sorting out the pickle that I am in and try to order my brain a little bit. So I'm just going to pick things up. I've been making a big pile of stuff here in front of the fire, so it's been getting messier and messier. So I'm just going to pull things out and talk about them and make sense of them, and you're just going to be my sounding board. Okay, this is my lovely bag made by me, lovely Gail, who I see at all of the, well, most of the yarn festivals and shows that I go to, and I treated them well. I bought this saying, oh, I'll buy it as an investment for the podcast and I'll give it away as a giveaway. And I just never could do it, so I decided to keep it. So, oh, look at the lining with the orangey hearts. And there's a little pocket in there as well, lined pocket. Oh, I just love it. And in here I have popped one of my Knit Picks We Crochet schemes, because I love this. Now, they sent me some yarns as part of their affiliate scheme, but I haven't been able to get the affiliate link to work because they've changed to oh, it's very boring, I won't go into it. But if I can get it to work, I'll pop it underneath. But this really intrigued me. It is woolen cotton DK in the colour Cedar Heather. So you get 218 yards in 100 grams. And it is 50% merino wool and 50% Pima cotton. And this has a lovely, cool, drapey feel. And I love the colour. So I've popped it in a bag because I'm going to cake it up. And I'm going to probably make a one skein shawl with it to really get an idea of how it works up. But I may have to treat myself to some more of it because I already love it and I haven't even used it yet. But that's not going to be something that happens until after I get back from holiday. So that's make a not to worry about right now pile. Okay. These are just my Notion pouches. I'll flush them at you. This is my absolute favourite one. This is by Natasha at Always Be Crafting. She has a YouTube channel which I will link underneath, and I use this all the time. It is glorious. It's Alice in Wonderland themed fabric. It says we're all mad here. It's got the lovely black and white zip, and I love the fact that it's at an angle and it's such a chunky zip as well. So I keep all my bits and bobs in there. And then I have another one as well, which has got almost like a tin of stitch markers and a few other bits as well. Now this is from Bee Busy Bees and Sewing Bee by D. And I think I got this at the Southern Wool Show because I saw it on their store and I was just like, oh my goodness, that has me written all over it. It's like a cute Queen of Hearts. It's gorgeous. I love it so much. I'll link everyone underneath as usual. And it's got the yellow zip, so obviously that had to be mine. Those are my Notions pouches. Okay, here, the other day I was filming a stash chat, which you would have already seen earlier in August, about all of my knitted and crocheted hats, scarves, cows, everything that I have, and I was sorting them out. And I put together all my mitts and things like that, but this was in the pile. I don't think I showed them in that video, but this was a prototype for when I was coming up with my Heath hand warmers pattern. I wanted to have granny stitch and I wanted it to be simple and I wanted it to be good for beginners. I achieved that. I've got the pattern for sale on Ravelry. It's also available for free on my very, very, very neglected, never updated blog. And it's a totally free, really detailed beginner's tutorial here on my channel as well. I'll put all the links underneath so you've got it. But this was one of the prototypes. And I love the yarn, but I don't like how they came out because they don't sit quite right. They're a bit baggy on me, and also can you see the granny squares? They kind of don't sit, so I never wear them. So I'm going to frog this and reuse the yarn to make actual Heath hand warmers. So that could be a travel project because it would be fairly simple, but again, probably going to do that when I get back. So gonna put that in the travel, in the not to worry about until the end of August pile. This is my current work in progress. Now I've been thinking about this for the last few days. This is the one I showed you that I was frogging, my the mitts, the heart in my hands mitts. So I found another pattern, another mitts pattern, and it is, I'm going to have to look up the pattern I'm using. Okay, so I found this on Ravelry. It was just one I found because it was for DK weight, knitted with a thumb gusset, and it was free. And it is the Sarah Basic Fingerless Mitts, or Sarah Basic Fingerless Mitts by Johanna Gistvik Designs. And that's what they look like. Right, my battery's flashing at me, so I'm going to change it. Okay, new battery installed. So I've started this, and again, still holding the fingering weight yarn double, same yarn, the Lady Macbeth. And I've just got to the point where I'm about to start making the thumb gusset. Really liking it so far, much better size, looking a lot better. I think I stuck with the 3.5mm needles, and I'm making the size medium. And I'm really happy so far. But I realise I'm going to have to work out the placement. I'm still going to do the heart motif, but I'm going to need to have an idea of how it looks and where to place the heart. So I can either just make it as a plain mitt and then maybe do the heart as duplicate stitch, which I've never done before. Actually, I might just do that. I was going to say something else, but I think I will do that because even if I complete the whole thing, I don't mind frogging it to redo it if I need to because it is such a quick project. So yeah, that's decided. That's going to be my project ongoing this week and into when we leave. Got everything I need for it. The pattern's on my phone. Easy peasy to do a mitt. Even easier than a sock, isn't it? So, and that is all in my bag that you saw earlier. So yeah, that is definitely going in the working on right now travel pile. Then we got my April cardigan, which you would have seen quite a lot in the last wrap up. I am on the sleeves, and I still need to do the ribbed button band. Now, I can't work out if I want to stop the sleeves and do the ribbed button band first, so that I can see how it's fitting before I make a decision on how I want the sleeves to fit, or not. Also, I was merrily going round and round with the irritating mini needles before I realised I was supposed to be decreasing at a certain point. So I've stopped, and I'm, yeah, do you know what? I think I might pick up to do the ribbed button band, the ribbed band that goes all the way around the front and behind the neck, because that'll be really easy knitting, and yeah, it'll feel like I'm making good progress, because I don't think the sleeves are going to take me all that long, to be honest. So isn't it lovely though? It's my Wonderland Walk colourway. Yeah, okay, so that's a definite one to get. If I pick up all the stitches and get it going, then that'll be a really nice easy one to go round and round with in the car when we're driving along. Yeah, so I think that's going to be my two kind of summer projects. Also, I really want to finish that cardigan. I've also got something I want to make before I go to Yarndale, so I might get this on the go today, later this evening. I have caked up 2 of Suzanne's yarns from Green Lampkin Yarns, 2 of her Christmas colourways. So I've got Jolly Holly, and I've caked them up into 2 because they will eventually become mitts or socks with the what I've got left. So this is Jolly Holly, which was a sock set with this one. And then I've got Mrs. Santa Claus? Yeah, Mrs. Santa Claus, which, oh, it's gorgeous, this one. I didn't time it so well with the cakes on this one, and they're falling apart slightly. Yeah, one's quite a bit bigger than the other. But I've caked these up because I want to make scrunchies. There was a crochet scrunchie pattern in Crochet Now magazine. I talked about it when I was talking about it was in Crochet Now on the Readly app. So I've got that saved, and I want to make some scrunchies in Suzanne's yarn so I can wear them when I'm with her at Yarndale, because I think that would be fun. And someone messaged to say, oh yeah, they're really nice quick projects. So I'm going to probably get stuck into that tonight. So this project, which is living in my So Ray Me bag by lovely Rachel at So Ray Me, who makes the most glorious things. I've got some lovely pins on here. That's her little logo, little So Ray Me, oh, little Rachel pin. So, and look at the lining. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I'll link her underneath. So it's all living in there, and that's going to go on the sofa to remind me that tonight I'm going to find some hairbands and get scrunchie making. Good. I'm glad we're doing this. I printed out the pattern that I mentioned in the last wrap up, the Tropez sweater, which is by Suzanne Muller. And this was a gift from Nadia. So I have printed it out because I loved it so much. This is a terrible black and white image. I will try to put a better one on the screen. It's a crochet mesh project, and I just really, really love it. But that again is going to go over there in my post-holiday pile, because I really do want to work on that at some point. I've also got myself ready to do some cross stitch. So in the last wrap up, I was talking about 2 cross stitches that I had been given. They were both Alice in Wonderland themed, and I've decided I'm going to work on this one, and I've got all of the colours that I needed that I didn't already have in my stash for it. And I also have this pattern, which I'm not going to work on just yet, but I have selected the Ada. So I've got some hand-dyed Ada again that was sent to me as a gift, so I think that's going to work really well. And then I've got this hand-dyed as well, which has kind of got a very light grey to it, which I think will be lovely for this one. So I've got that ready to go, but again, I don't know when I'm going to be working on this, because I kind of want to get started on some Halloween cross stitch. So I might just pop these in a cross stitch project bag to come back to after I've completed my Halloween one. So that's going to be a don't worry about it for now pile. And then what have I got in here? Oh yeah, I need a sock blocker to show you this. This was both a huge success and a bit of a disaster. Okay, so first of all, I will tell you the pattern. and the yarn, and then I will tell you the story. The pattern is the absolutely gorgeous Crochet socks by Nancy of Knits It Pappy. And the yarn is Crookston Crafts, the pink, the dark pink is Crookston Crafts in the colour pink from her Spring Brights collection. And the lighter one is a mini that I had from West Green Loft Yarns in Christmas 2020 colourway. It is a toe-up sock, which is something I very, very rarely make because the gusset and heel flap construction fits me much better. But this is a toe-up gusset and heel flap, and also the cast-off edge you do with a little frill. So it kind of takes away that slightly dodgy cast-off edge that you can get sometimes when you're doing toe-up socks. And I love it, absolutely love it. And I really enjoy doing this really simple cable pattern. I love how it looks. The working out of measurements that Nancy gives you in the pattern for working out when to start your gusset increases is really, really great, really useful. I worked it out, what the measurement would be, and then I measured existing socks that I've got and worked out the distance between the gussets and the toe, and it seemed to match. It's about 6 inches for me. However, it is too big. So, and I think, I mean, you can see on the sock blocker actually, it's too big. And I think because I like to wear my socks quite snug, I think I needed to start the gusset decreases a lot earlier. So I'm going to work out where I needed to start them in order to get a good fit. And I'm going to rip back. I know that sounds, you know, I've completed the entire sock, but I kind of needed to complete it to have an idea of how I need to construct it to fit me, because I really love this sock and I want them to wear. Or for Lilia maybe to wear because she loves pink. But you can see here that that should be under the heel. And I suppose for some people it wouldn't matter because a lot of people like to have a lot of positive ease in their socks, but I like a lot of negative ease. So I need to work that out. I think I need to start maybe about 2 inches further down. So I'm going to have a little bit of a mess about with that. So that would be a good one to do as well, because I don't mind messing about with the sock to get the perfect construction. So I decided, even though I knew from about here that it was probably going to be too big, that I would finish it anyway, because they're just shorty socks, to get an idea of the overall construction, to see if there was anything else I needed to be aware of. But there wasn't. It was literally just where to start the gusset decreases for my particular preference of fit. But aren't they gorgeous? And this very complicated looking cable pattern is really easy and really quite mindful to do. It's really easy to get into a rhythm with, and I love the yarn, absolutely love it. So yeah, so that's going to go in the current project pile as well. So I've now got 3 current project piles to get me through this sort of travelling and summer, and my one that I'm going to start tonight, which should be a nice quick project, and then some to put away. Yeah, I've also had some incoming bits. I've got 2 boxes here that arrived from Suzanne. So one of these will be my subscription my Advent subscription. I was just checking my watch then because we've got to go out to the theatre shortly. So yeah, one will be my Advent subscription and one will be the Blanket Club. First one I've opened is the Advent. So I've got 13 to 15. This is Mrs. Claus's Kitchen. They arrive like this. I pay monthly to spread the cost over the year. So I'm going to put that in my little project bag of Christmas bits upstairs, ready for the 1st of December. And then this will be the Blanket Club. There we go. It is the Blooming Lovely Blanket Club. I'll link it underneath. So this will be the July minis. So you get 4 DK minis every month. And they're all inspired by flowers. July is fuchsia. You get a little card like that with a picture, the inspiration picture, and some details about the flower, which I cut out and put in my project notebook. And here are the minis. I can safely show you because by the time you see this, it'll be beginning of September. Oh, let me hold up the inspiration. Oh, lovely. So I am turning all of these minis into granny squares that are going to form a blanket. By the way, my Hexie quilt that you saw a lot during the August wrap-up, during the July wrap-up, is on ice until, because I've got to do the border now, and it's just too hot to contemplate messing about with a blanket on my lap. So that's on ice until the temperatures drop. Right, I was going to show you something else that's in the basket, but I think I've talked enough for today. I will see you probably when I'm working on something either later today, later this week, or when I'm in France. Hello, welcome to France. I nearly didn't film whilst I was here, and I haven't actually got anything to show you other than what I brought with me. I've got you balanced on top of the Nordic hot tub. I'll show you where we are. So this is the fields. We're on a cow farm. This is the Nordic hot tub, and this is the jeep we've been staying in. I've made a whole vlog about it on my other channel. I'll link it underneath. There's the girls, and you can hear the hoover because we're just about to leave. But I wanted to film a little update for the August wrap up whilst we were here. That's better, isn't it? So I brought 2 projects with me in the end. I brought my mittens, my Lady Macbeth mittens, and I've made the first one, and then I've started the second one whilst I was in the car on the way here. But I was in the back because my mum wasn't very well. She's much better now. So she sat in the front because it made her feel a bit better. So it was a bit harder, it was a bit more cramped. But number 1 is done. So I'm now going to do a duplicate stitch of the heart on the front and back to see how that looks. But I'm happy with them just as they are. So this is the simple, oh, what were they called? I'll put it on the screen. My head is filled with what I need to do to leave and pack the car up. But yeah, don't they look great? So I'll probably work a bit more on that on the way home. I've also, got me on. Ooh. Oh no, it's got French spider webs on it now. Eek. Yeah, so that'll be coming with me. I also brought, but haven't worked at all on, my beautiful This Lizzie Sews bag. This is my mitered square blanket that I'm doing with the pattern by Kay Jones as part of their patron summer of stitching thing. So I haven't made any, well, I haven't made much progress. I've made a little bit of progress, still not sewn in any ends. So I'm going to do a few more and then I'm going to start the second row. But that's it. That's all I have to share. My battery's about to run out and we've got to go home to England today. I will see you when I'm home with another update. It's the morning after we got home and I look a state, but this is not a vlog about me looking good. It's a vlog about my knitting and crochet. I wanted to show you something. Let me just take my earphones out because I can't hear what I'm saying. So yeah, we had a very long drive yesterday, but it all went very, very well. We got home fine. I almost completed the second mitt on the drive home. I've just got to do the thumb. Oops, just dropped my needle. And I just wanted to show you, this is a cable needle, a spiral one. I think this was a present from Dominique at All Is The Answer. In fact, I'm 100% sure it is. And it's perfect for holding my thumb stitches and it looks fabulous as well. I've just been mucking about doing duplicate stitch, which I've never done before. Turns out duplicate stitch is a lot of fun. So I've just done my little heart motif as a little test. Now, I love it and I loved the process of doing it. But I used the heart chart from the Heart in Your Hands mitts by Lena Knits. But I don't think that's going to work. I need a slightly different shape. Also, I want to move it across slightly towards my pinky side of my hand. I think it's a bit too near the thumb. I like the size of it. I'm just going to see if I can find a slightly better shape. I was mucking about, so the pattern ends with the 3 stitches along the top there. So on this side I just added an extra one at the top just to even it out a bit. That might be all it needs, but I'm just going to have a look and see if I can find like a similar size one, slightly different shape. I could probably work it out myself, but I'm post-holiday lethargic, post-holiday blues, can't think straight. But I love it, and the process of doing duplicate stitch was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it. Really simple, it feels a bit like doing cross stitch, and it's very satisfying, and it looks good as well. Yeah, so I just thought I'd hop in and say that, but I'll come back to talk to you properly once I've worked it all out properly. Just used the word properly too many times. Hello. It is the 27th of August. It is a Wednesday, and I really need to catch you up on some things. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm filming on the rubbish side of my iPhone, so the sound and picture are going to be terrible. And if that wasn't bad enough, I'm wobbling it. I've just come to bed. I've had such 24 hours. Oh my goodness. So lots happening last night. Ended up heading up to A&E to drop some stuff up to my mum, who was there. She's fine. She's had a few little health things going on, but I think we're on top of it now, and she's fine. She's at home and she's feeling much better. So that was a bit of a late night. I went back to work today, and then straight from work I had to go and pick up Phoebe and her friend from Chessington World of Adventures, which was a bit of a last minute thing. So I left work at 4:30, and after collecting them, dropping her friend home and getting back, it was 7:30. So I was driving for 3 hours. I still feel like I'm in the car, and Dan very kindly cooked dinner and did the washing up, and I am so tired. I slept so badly last night. Anyway, you don't need to know all this. What I grabbed the phone to say was I have decided to come to bed really early. I have made myself a little activity pit. I've got my book if I fancy my book. I have got my laptop if I want to watch some YouTube, which at the moment I think is about all my brain is capable of. I have got my mitten knitting, and I've just realised I just sent off this morning my finished mittens where I did the duplicate stitch, and I didn't even take a picture of them. I was going to tell you all about them, and I've sent them off this morning. They're a gift. I can tell you they're a gift for, because by the time you see this, she would have received them, because it's her birthday tomorrow. So I sent it to my friend Victoria, who has the What Victoria Read channel. She's a booktuber, and she's a bit of a Shakespeare nerd, and I had some yarn that was called Lady Macbeth. It was by Skeenhawk Yarns. You've seen it. You saw me talking about it. I don't know why I'm describing it like it's vastly in the past. That's it. But it's not coming out great because it's a rubbish camera, but that's it. I love it. I've got 59 grams left, so I've got enough to make myself a pair as well. This is exactly what I'm going to do. So I did the duplicate stitch. It took me ages and ages to work it out. Oh my goodness, so long. It was fine for the first heart, but then working out where to place it on the second mitt. Anyway, I got it and I've worked it out. So now I'm going to try and do my pair in colour work rather than duplicate stitch. But oh my goodness, I enjoyed duplicate stitch. By the way, I don't know where to look when I'm filming like this. Do I look here or there? I think I look here. No, here? I don't know. Yes, I've got that. I've got some crochet for Froggo. I'm behind on making Froggo the Frog's outfits. So if I do that, I will talk about that in a bit more detail. And I've got my project notebook, which needs a bit of updating as well. Just cover my tired looking eyeballs and other things. I'll come back when I'm making more coherent sense and I'm not looking at random points on the screen. Right, I have no right to be filming. I don't have time. It's 10:30 on Saturday the 30th of August. I've got so much to catch up on, so I think I'll have to do a bit of a sit down chat tomorrow. But oh my goodness, I'm in a tiz. This week since we got back from holiday, that noise is the blind. So we've got all the windows open because it's so much cooler, but it's really breezy. Hang on, let me put the blind up. Yeah, so I've got a lot to catch you up on. The week since we got back from holiday has been one day after another, absolutely manic bonkers. But I have been managing to get some crafting done to keep my sanity in check. But I'm working today, not for long. Just going to go and cover for a few hours this afternoon, and I need to leave in half an hour, and I'd really like to have a cup of tea before I go. But I wanted to share something with you that I've been wanting to do all month, and I thought, right, I'm just going to grab what I need now, and then at least it's ready if I can get started later. So in my last, was it my last podcast wrap up, or was it in my stash chat? I can't remember. In a recent video, which I will link to on the screen wherever it goes, I spoke about my big happy blanket, which is this one. It's absolutely massive. Like I say, I'll link the video if you want to go and have a proper look at it. I'm not going to get the whole thing out now. I started it as a project to help me on my recovery from postnatal depression, but I made it way too wide, and I don't want to finish it. It's not really a practical size, and it doesn't get used anymore. It was played with a lot when the kids were young. So a lot of the comments, and by the way, I'm so behind on comments, I cannot wait for next week when school term starts again and I can sit down with a cup of tea and just spend a day indulging in chatting with everyone. I can't wait. But I keep seeing them pop up on my screen, and a lot of people have suggested cutting the crochet to make smaller blankets or something to that effect. Now, I like that idea. So I've just been and grabbed some just random acrylic yarn that I have in my stash and a beautiful hook to make things lovely as I'm doing this. This is from Sonia Jones Crafts. Is that right? Yeah, I got this at the Southern Wool Show last year. Southern Wool Show is this weekend. I was hoping to pop along tomorrow for Sunday, but as you can see, I am quite manic, and if I did that, I would lose a whole other day of being able to get other stuff done. So I don't think I'm going to go, which is a shame, but I do have Yarndale coming up, so that's exciting. But it's a beautiful wood-turned hook. So lovely. So it's 3.5mm, which is perfect. This is DK. So I'm just going to do a granny stripe. Just, you know, a few rows high and quite wide. Oh, there's a little bit of something that's been, start of a granny square there. I'll undo that. And then experiment with how to cut it. I did a bit of Googling, but I couldn't find anything definitive about cutting yarn, cutting granny stripe vertically. There was quite a bit about cutting horizontally, which makes sense to me to be able to do that. But it's the cutting vertically that I want to experiment with. So I'm just going to do it and see what happens and see if it's going to be possible. So I'll keep you posted, hopefully, on that tomorrow. I might take this to work with me in case I get a chance to just sit. I'm only in for 3 hours, so I'm not going to have a lot of time to do work. So if I have to cover any bits, I could do this while sitting. I don't know. I'll take it. It's always good to have something in case, isn't it? And then just as I was coming up to film, I got a text from my neighbour, and I was like, oh, why is my neighbour texting? I'll be feeding her cat soon, so maybe it's a bit... This is the neighbour who owns Mia, who you see a lot on my vlogs. They're going away and we're going to be feeding Mia, which is quite funny. Because she lives next door, but she spends loads of time here sleeping or just being fussed, and then we'll go next door to feed her and then come back, and then she'll probably come round. It's very funny. But yeah, she said a little ghost pattern has just wafted in through your front window. So we've got all the windows open downstairs. So what's she on about? So I went into the living room, couldn't see anything. And then I thought, well, where would it have fallen if she popped it through the front window? And it was just behind the coffee table. And she knows that I love crochet. And this is from Love to Crochet. And it's a little ghost pattern. No, it says Love to Crochet. I don't know. Oh no, it's from Prima. I was going to say, I know she gets Prima because she often gives me her old issues to read. Crochet a cute ghost. How adorable is that? I might make her one and pop it back through her front window. That would be funny, wouldn't it? I wonder how quick that would be to make. How many rounds is the body? 62. My goodness. This is a DK yarn. 62 rounds. That seems a lot, doesn't it? I'm not sure how little this ghost is. It sounds quite big. Oh, I'll have a go and see. I can always make it a bit smaller. Yeah, so I thought that was quite funny to show you. Right, I need to go. I really want to have a cup of tea before I go to work. I'll keep you posted. it is Wednesday the 3rd of September, but the clip you're about to see I filmed yesterday on Tuesday the 2nd of September, where I was wrapping up everything for the August wrap up. However, I'm just popping in to say that I had some sound issues, nothing major, but throughout the clip you will hear what sounds like something scratching on the microphone. It never lasts very long, no more than about 10 seconds at a time, and truly it's quite ASMR if you think about it. You can still hear me talking fine. I have no idea what was going on. I was in exactly this position. I've tested my camera thoroughly since and I've not had the same issue. The only thing I can think is that either like a fly or something was on the microphone and I didn't notice. Or, you know, it's the beginning of September and we're not far from spooky season, so maybe it was just something a bit spooky. Weirdly, Kaylee, who I talk about in this clip, who is the person behind Home Tea Knits, which is a channel I really like. I was watching one of her recent videos and she had the same issue, but she knew what it was. It was the curtain blowing against her microphone. Anyway, it's weird that then I have the same issue literally 2 days after watching her video. So hopefully it won't distract you too much, and I hope you enjoy this clip, and be assured that the little static noise on my microphone never lasts more than about 10 seconds. Okay, over to me yesterday. Hello, it is Tuesday the 2nd of September and I'm coming in to wrap up the wrap up as Victoria, at what Victoria Red says. I've got a ton of stuff here. I've got a couple of scribbled notes that I've taken at various points over the last few days, and a couple of incoming bits, and I'm just going to wing it and finish off, because I kept putting off filming thinking, oh no, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I was like, no, the month has ended, wrap up August and then we'll move on to September. Let's just leave things where they are. So number one is I have been picking up the stitches for the button band and the ribbing on my April cardigan. I'll put a picture of what the April cardigan looks like up here. It's patterned by Petite Knit. I'm making it out of my Wonderland Walk yarn, which is a colour I dyed with Lay Family Yarn in 2024. And yeah, I've been making this for ages. I'm a very slow garment maker because I get really nervous and put things off, and yeah, I'm really trying to get it done, but I am slow. So I've picked up all the stitches. I've got more stitches than the pattern says, but the pattern gives you an approximate number because obviously it doesn't know if you might have added stitches to the length than I did. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm a bit unhappy with where I've picked up the stitches along the edge in certain points. So I'm just kind of redoing it as I go and knit the first row. And it's all a bit bunched up now because it's on the needles. But yeah, progress is being made, and this is going to be my number one focus. I'm hoping to get this band underway because it'll make great car knitting. We're off to take Lilia back to university this weekend, so that'll be good backwards and forwards knitting for then. But yeah, I've been working hard on that because it has been taxing for my little brain. So let's get it all back in the bag and pop it over there with the pattern so it's all together, and I'm probably going to work on that a bit later. So I'm glad that I've made progress on that. I would have liked to have made more progress on that this month, but it turned out, especially the later part of August, to be a lot more manic and frantic than I realised it was going to be. So I'm glad with the progress I have made, you know, despite those things. I'm not going to speak much about my mittens, other than to say I've currently got my little Calcifer stitch marker on my bag. Oh, I just love it. This is made by Kaylee at Home Tea Knits. Oh, I love him. I'll link her shop and everything underneath, and her channel. I love watching her videos. So I'm not going to say much about mitts because I was editing a bit this morning and I realised that I just haven't stopped talking about these blinking mitts the whole time. But this is where I am on my pair. So this will also be good car knitting. I've just got to do a little chart and work out the heart if I want to do it colour work, or if I just want to do it like I did for Victoria's and just knit them and do it duplicate stitch, because I really did enjoy doing the duplicate stitch. It was fun. And if I do it duplicate stitch, that means this will be excellent car knitting, because I can literally just knit plain and then add the detail later. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having those for myself as well. Okay, what else have we achieved in the month of August? Oh yes, I made a bit of progress on my mitered square. I still love this bag by this Lizzie Sews. I adore this bag, Lizzie, so much. It's just perfect. Oh no, I've got a bit of yarn. Oh, it's okay. It's not attached to the zip. Yeah, so my mitered square blanket, which is the first mitered square thing I've ever made, knitted mitered square. The pattern is by Kay Jones. It's slightly different to a normal one in that the decreased lines are going to be zigzagged along, which I think is really cute. And I've started the second row, so that's a whole new learning curve for me. Like I say, I've never done it, and Kay Jones has released this as part of their Summer of Stitching, which you can take part in if you're a patron. And yeah, so I'm just getting the hang of picking up where to have neat corners. I haven't done it terribly well, but I'm getting there because I'm picking up my stitches slightly differently than Kay shows in the video. It's brilliant actually. It's a great pattern, really well explained, and there's videos to go with it all, and the colours are all just random. I'm just picking out the ones that I like and popping them in. I need to go into my mini stash and get some more balled up ready. Again, this is a really good on the go project. I've decided to keep it at 10 squares wide, and then we'll see how we go. But I'm enjoying it. Each little square takes me maybe 25 minutes. And yeah, really enjoying that. It's a nice little mobile project, and there'll be a border at the end, which I'm looking forward to doing. It's been good to learn something new. Yeah, so I've made some progress on that. I'm still talking about great projects, of course, for travelling, because I'm off to the north this weekend, then I'm off to Spain towards the end of the month, and then when I get back a couple of days later, I'm off to Yarndale. Not that I'll be knitting on that drive, because I'll be driving. And there'll be some vlogs coming definitely about Yarndale. I can't imagine I'll be able to keep that to one vlog, so I think I'm going to say vlogs plural. What have I got in here? Oh, these I put all my yarn together to make my scrunchies. So I spoke about making scrunchies. Was it in my last wrap up? I found a really good pattern on a magazine on Readly, and I saved it to make scrunchies, and I decided to make some scrunchies using Suzanne's yarn from Green Lambkin Yarn, which I've got all balled up and in protected little bags here. They're both Christmas colourways. I want to make the scrunchies so I can wear them when I'm at Yarndale, because I am going to Yarndale with Suzanne from Green Lambkin Yarn. So I thought that would be really fun to have some of her colourways in my hair. And it's a nice way to do it. So I've got all of that ready to go. I just haven't got around to starting it. I've even got the hooks and everything. So that's good. This pile of bags is now growing. I also spoke about my Frosé socks. I haven't done anything about that yet. I'm really pleased that I made that first sock, and what I've decided to do is leave the first sock intact and start a new sock using what I learned from the first sock, and then frog the second sock, frog the original sock once I've finished the second sock and I've got the right fit. That's what I'm going to do there. I also did a bit of an experiment. I was talking to you, I think in the last clip or the one before, about making a little granny stripe so that I could cut it. So you should have seen a bit of footage of me getting in a bit of a mess doing that. I think I've worked it out, but I haven't got anything definitive that I could say as a rule for how to do it. But I have managed to cut it and make a big load of mess and mistake, and I've got enough space on my little swatch here to do it again. So what I've worked out is where I need to be thinking about is keeping the stitches. Can you see where I've got the stitch markers? Keeping the stitches that go around the row before in place. That's what I've got to do. And then what I can do is create a kind of edge. So it's not neat, but I've got a kind of edge along here, and I can fashion something at the first row, and then at the top I can just crochet one more double crochet or treble if you're UK terms to do that. And as long as I've got it roughly okay, even if it's messy, I can cut because I'll be putting a border on it which will hide a multitude of cut crochet sins. So I'm going to have another little play a couple of times and cut again until I've got the measure of it, and then I think I'm going to dive in and cut my blanket, my big happy blanket. So tune in September to see how that went. That's either going to be an absolute revelation or a total disaster. But yeah, I'll be doing a bit more experimenting with that. I was also talking about frogging that mitten, which I did do but got into a bit of a mess with it. So I've got 2 balls of yarn that I frogged, but there were a lot of breaks in this yarn. So first of all, I'm going to put a square of each into my mitered square blanket, and I think the rest is going to go into my one of my ugly blankets, my lovely ugly blankets, which are big giant granny squares, which I put all of my scrap yarn into that can't be used in anything else, or just there isn't enough of a quantity, or I wouldn't want to use it in another project, or I just fancy putting it in. I've got a couple of those. I've got a dark one, I've got a real mishmash one of different weights and fibres. So yeah, so I've got a mishmash one of different weights and fibres. So acrylic, and it could be DK, fingering weight, Aran, anything. And then I've got 2 which are only natural fibres and both in mainly fingering weight yarn. One's dark colours and one's light colours. So this will probably go, actually probably separate dark and light. But first of all, they're going to go on the floor into my mitered square blanket. But that has been frogged, and the yarn is going to be used in something that I will actually use. Okay, what else have I got to share with you in this little pile? I ordered another stitch marker from Kaylee, who I was just talking about, at Home Tea Knits. So I got my my Calcifer one, and then I saw that she was doing seasonal ones, pumpkins. She hand draws all of these. They come in such good, look at the little packet it comes in. She really thinks about how it all looks. It comes in the most adorable little envelope with a traditional old-fashioned stamp. So cute. So Kaylee. And then on her little thank you card here, I've got one of her pumpkins, which is just going to be perfect. So I'm about to start all of the autumnal projects. Why not, when I've already got a huge pile of other projects to be dealing with? Start small. I'm going to have to put these little envelopes somewhere. I might stick them in my project notebook because they're too adorable to not keep. I wanted to show you that, and then I just wanted to show you as well something I bought at the fair. We went to our local village fair, which happens every bank holiday, the last bank holiday in August every year. It was the perfect weather really. I mean, it was too hot for me, but it was the perfect weather for the fair because it was warm, it was sunny, people were out, they were having ice cream, so we were having drinks from the beer tent, burgers, and it was the busiest I've ever seen it. And last year there was a stall there that I bought a few little things for my sister, and they were there again this year. And she makes little glass clay, and I don't know, they're glazed. I don't know what she makes them out of, but they're glazed in something. And she makes loads of tiny little creatures. So you get guinea pigs, rabbits, hedgehogs, hamsters, dogs, cats, everything. And this is a faulty one. It's a rescue guinea pig, and it's faulty because some of the resin or something has gone a bit funny somewhere, so it's not perfect. So she's put it on a keychain, and I was like, well, I obviously can't leave that behind. That is going to go on one of my project bags. So this is going to be my rescue guinea pig project support. No, my project support guinea pig. That's what it's going to be, to give me drive and enthusiasm and motivation to work on my projects. If you would like to name the guinea pig, let me know. I wanted to show you that because it's so clever. And actually, if she has any online spaces, I'll try to link that underneath as well because they're all so cute. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm still waiting for some giveaway winners to get in touch. I drew a few winners in the last podcast, the July wrap up, and some of them haven't got in touch. So if you have entered any of my giveaways or anything over the last, I don't know, 6 months, and you haven't caught up with the July wrap up, make sure you go and watch that in case you were a winner. If you have already got in touch and I've not got back to you, it's probably just because I'm still catching up with my emails after getting back from holiday. and this last week or two being bonkers. So I will get back to you if you have emailed me, but feel free to email me again, and yeah, go and watch it so that you can see if you have won. Right, anything else that I need to mention? Oh yes, Anne sent me, did you email it? I think she emailed me this, something that she'd seen on Facebook that she thought I'd find funny. And I did, so I thought I'd share it here. I'll put a picture up. It's a pattern. I think you can get it on Etsy, or several different patterns that you can get on Etsy, and you can make a little cover for your seat headrest. And whenever I'm filming in my car during my vlogs, my seat next to me always looks like it's someone wearing a waistcoat, and I usually put little goggly eyes on it on the screen. I just edit them in. And she said it made me think of your car. And I loved it because I was thinking my car's always parked in the drive at Halloween. Wouldn't it be amazing to have little skulls or zombie headrests staring out at people as they come up the drive? I think that would be really good. I'll have to see if I can work out how to do that. Okay, let's go over everything that I've written down here, because where I was editing, I was writing notes so that I knew what I needed to do in the notes in the description box. So I'm just going to see if it gives me any pointers of things I need to talk about. So I've worked a lot on my mitts. I've been talking a lot about my travel plans and things I'm going to be working on. I hemmed my mum's trousers, which went very well. I'll put a bit of footage in here of her wearing them. I think I got some when we were in France. It wasn't one leg 6 inches shorter than the other, and I'm very pleased with myself. My cross stitch is coming along nicely. It's just here. I was working on it the other evening, and it's 19 degrees today, which means we're going to start going back down a bit in the colours, which is very exciting. So we're definitely well into the second half of this project now, and yeah, I'm definitely going to do something like this again next year. And the great thing is I'm about 3 weeks behind, so I can sit and have a really good binge cross stitch. I'm going to start on my seasonal cross stitch soon. I've got a couple of Halloween ones that I want to do, so you'll see those at the end of September. I have got together all of my yarns that I need to catch up with making Froggo's outfits. Let me grab Froggo. Froggo is still in his March outfit, so this is a pattern by the Pigeon's Nest, and every month of this year she has been releasing a pattern, a seasonal pattern for Froggo to wear. So I think I've got most of them bar one which I missed. So I have emailed Bex at the Pigeon's Nest in the hope that I might be able to get it. But I understand if not. But yeah, I've got the rest of them, so I'm going to be doing his outfit. One of them is an exploring outfit, so I thought that might be fun if I can get that done. Then he can come with us this weekend in his exploring outfit with his little rucksack and his walking shoes, and maybe even to Spain. He can go on his travels with me. I just love Froggo so much. He's adorable. Oh, I made my first granny square, which I don't have with me, and I can't be bothered to go upstairs and get it. But I made my first granny square from this month's blanket club from Suzanne. So I'll put a little overlay of what that's looking like. I did that last night whilst I went to bed incredibly early. I think it was about 7 o'clock, and I just sat and I watched some YouTube and I did some crochet, and then I read, and then I think I was asleep by about 9 o'clock. Living the life. There will be a France vlog on my other channel coming soon. I'm in the middle of editing it all together, having a lovely time. So if you're interested in seeing more detail about our trip to France and where we stayed and what it was like, please do make sure to keep an eye on This Little Wonderful Life, which is always linked in the description box underneath. My Etsy shop is still closed because I haven't got around to opening it again. I've got to get my head around a few of these tax things that are going on, and I just won't be around enough to be dealing with sending things out in a timely manner. So I've decided to keep it shut rather than disappoint anyone. I've also got some new stock that I want to sort out, so I'd like to get that in the shop before I reopen it. That's all too up in the air and not worth me talking about, but it is shut still for now. Oh, incoming bits. So I went to my PO box today. It's the first time I've been to my PO box in ages. And I got the grumpy man. I either get the lovely woman, she's so lovely, she sees me coming, she's like, hello darling, and she gets all the stuff ready. Or the grumpy man who just never believes I am who I am. He's always like, where's your ID? And I'm like, here's my ID. Well, why don't you have your card with your PO box number on? I feel like going, I pay like nearly £400 a year for this blinking PO box. It's been blinking well, just give me my thing. I've got my ID with me. He knows who I am. He's just being a misog. Anyway, everyone else that works there is lovely. And it was worth it because I had a lovely surprise from Jenny. Thank you, Jenny. This is so nice of you. I wasn't expecting it at all. Alice in Wonderland, make your own art masterpiece. It's basically the most divine Alice in Wonderland colouring book, but a bit posh, because it gives you quotes and, not quotes, so it gives you names of the illustrations. I don't know why that was hard to say. Oh, it's all different illustrations. Oh, so it's got different illustrators. So illustration based on John Tenniel's Behind a Low Curtain, Alice Notices a Little Door. So here we've got the illustration by John Tenniel, and then you've got a sort of suggested colour palette there. And then you've got another illustrator, is Charles Robinson, Dispute Between the Executioner, King and Queen. And then again, that's your suggesting. And then W.H. Walker. Oh, that's a lovely one. Come back, the caterpillar called after her. I have something important to say. Oh, it's just lovely. All these different illustrations. That's one of the things that makes me love Alice in Wonderland so much, is the different illustrations that you see from different artists and how they interpret the world and the feel of it and how they convey that in their different ways of drawing. I just love that. So, oh, such a lovely thing. Alice found herself falling down what seemed to be a very deep well. Well, I know that feeling. Some days I know that feeling. But so, yeah, thank you, Jenny. And I've also had a lovely parcel from Billy. And Billy, thank you so much, because I know Billy had a whole load of adventures trying to get this sent to me. Look at the wrapping paper. Lilia and I were having a lovely time at breakfast looking at all the books on the wrapping paper. All the classic novels. So I very carefully opened it so I could keep the wrapping paper nice. And in it was that Lilia was blown away, because it's from Urban Outfitters in the US, and Lilia loves Urban Outfitters, as does Phoebe. It's a padded, really squidgy, recycled nylon, lobster, pink laptop case. It fits my laptop perfectly. Ta-da! And as I'm travelling so much, even more perfect. This is coming with me. At the weekend, it's coming to Spain, it's coming to Yarndale, everywhere. I love it. And it's so squidgy, I almost want to use it as a pillow. And inside, there's a beautiful card that she sent me. First thing Lilia said when she saw this, she was like, you could frame that. And I was like, I'm already planning the frame I'm going to use. It's going to go up in my hallway. So this is from the British Library collection. And this is Sir John Tenniel, who also features in my colouring book there. So real Alice in Wonderland theme and lobsters. And to go with my laptop case, I love this. It's one of these fold up shopping bags. I use these all the time. In fact, I'm going to put this in my rucksack now. I use these all the time, and it matches my laptop case. I don't want to take it out because it's so nice and proper, and by the time I get it out and use it, it's going to be all lumpy bumpy, which of course it should be. It should be used, but oh, I love that. Something I can use every day that will make me smile. Two things I can use every day that will make me smile, and my colouring that I can use every day if I want as well, which will make me smile. So thank you so much, Billy, and thank you so much, Jenny. I'm sure I've missed loads, but I think I have talked enough, and I'm not saying another word about blinking Lady Macbeth mittens. Victoria did message me. She opened them on her birthday and she really, really likes them. So that's a relief, isn't it, when you give something handmade? So probably missed loads. Apologies for the slightly manic month and finish to this rather lengthy wrap up. I will see you at the end of September. Please let me know what you've been working on this month. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you and catching up on comments and getting to chat with you. I'd love to hear what you're doing, what you're up to, what your plans are for as we move into autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere, and in the Southern Hemisphere as you're heading into your spring and summer. So yeah, I'm going to shut up because I'm just talking and talking and talking. Until next time, happy knitting, happy crocheting. Bye.